Well, today's event is very important from the point of view it is bringing together all our councillors here in the north. We have 138 currently. We have 40% of our councillors this time in this mandate are actually new councillors. This is the first time they've been elected. So it's very important that we bring together councillors, not only that have been around for years like myself, but those new councillors so they can collectively learn from each other and their expertise and gather their experiences from others and moving forward. Because times are changing. Specifically, we're looking down the road now at the review of public administration. We're going to see much larger councils, much additional functions, responsibilities, and with that comes responsibilities on the shoulders of the elected representative too. So we want to make sure that our councillors are best placed going forward, that they are fully equipped with the knowledge within the party policy, the development of that policy. Today here is one way that they can actually feed into developing policy as we go forward. Our party would be very positive in trying to promote the role of women within the elected politics here in the north. But in the past, women have felt marginalised, that they've been put into places in councils and haven't been given that backup and support necessary. So here today, not only for women but for males as well, it's to ensure that they're all part of a team. We are a hugely strong team, the second largest party in local government within the north, but it's also very importantly to looking at how we can move forward on a cross-border basis, because community planning, for example, we see great opportunities within the community. Planning function is going to come to councils. How councils on both sides of the border can actually work together more easily, constructively, and that will obviously fulfil our All-Ireland agenda.
How we dismantle the border, how we make the border irrelevant and redundant, and not just a process of collaboration on a cross-border basis, but looking at real processes of integration, real processes of delivery of services for our communities.
I think it's a fantastic turnout of all the councillors throughout the north, and it's obviously reflective of the enthusiasm and the hard work that goes on. People feel energised, and it's a very positive meeting today. A lot of feedback, questions and answer sessions, and the day has been well broke up into various topics that are all relevant to us as councillors and our local councils. And one of the most probably relevant things I'll take away from today's meeting is the issue of European funding and the streamlining of funding down into local government level. And obviously, initiating European units, which has happened in Derry and Belfast, is something certainly we'll take back to Moyle, because geographically we do seem out in a limb and we're not sharing a border with anyone in the 26 counties. It's something that we'll bring back to our North East cluster, is having a European unit within our councils.
NILGA is an association of elected representatives of local councils, but it represents the elected voice. It's a very important forum for that voice to be heard, so Sinn Féin's involvement within it ensures that we get our position put forward. It's also a source of a lot of knowledge, because it appoints people to different outside bodies, European funding bodies that oversee European funding, to bodies that actually emulate the role of some of the government departments. So it gives Sinn Féin, it gives us knowledge, it gives us an understanding, but most importantly it allows us to have our voice heard at that sort of a level right across the 6 counties.
We have, as a party, have signed up to the 40% target for renewables by 2020, and that's an all-Ireland target, because we have an all-Ireland grid now, and we have an all-Ireland energy market. So really the endorsement of that then leads us on to how we deliver that 40%. And there's a general acceptance that the vast majority of that will come from wind turbines. That in itself is a challenge, because there are certain pockets that can facilitate that, and that may have local impacts. So we as Sinn Féin representatives need to be very aware of that and engage constructively with the wind energy sector to ensure that there's responsible development whilst we meet the targets that benefits local communities.
Delivery is obviously incredibly important, especially for local communities. What practical examples exist of that?
Well, locally in West Tyrone, which is my own area, myself and Councillor Keir Maguire have engaged constructively with the wind energy developers to try and put in place a good practice framework for how the communities would benefit, not only the local landowners who the land is being used for the turbines, but also those who live in proximity, who are not the landowners, and also the wider community, so that we can use the renewable energy target not only to deliver on that target, but to help deliver sustainable communities locally at village level.
Massive turnout here today. Good to see so many young people. What is it do you think that attracts young people to Sinn Fein?
I think the main thing is that Sinn Fein makes them relevant to the communities in which we work, and obviously young people make up a big proportion of our communities, and it's the issues that we work on a daily basis, such as youth provision, play care facilities, pitch provision, and support for sport programmes within those areas. And young people see Sinn Fein Councillors as being the lead and at the heart of that in providing services for them, and I think that's just reflected then in young people who then go on to join the party and vote for Sinn Fein.
In terms of what motivates you to be a councillor, a member of Sinn Fein, what do you believe you can achieve for young people that you represent?
I think the first thing is knowing what the issues are on the ground. What is it young people want? What's their aspirations? What's their fears? And it's how you can translate that through the council. So one of the issues that I was working on recently was youth provision within the market area of South Belfast. There hadn't been a youth centre for a number of years, and indeed the parish there were trying to build a youth centre, and I think the extra leverage of having the political strength at an assembly level, where our minister was education minister and had the funds, and also through the support of Belfast City Council, just a few weeks ago then we received the funding to have that youth centre built. And I think then young people can see through entering politics, and if they do have concerns and issues, by just using that political strength then you can achieve a difference.